All right, joining me, the great Sam Hyde, on the eve of your boxing debut. Some people told you were too much of a business, Chris, to do it. Some people wouldn't put you on, but now you are on possibly one of the biggest pay-per-view cards of the year.
Are you doing this with iPhone audio?
Yeah, but it's clean. It's clean, bro.
All right.
It's quiet.
No, I'm a business risk. We'll see. I think it's going to be. I think the speed with which I beat this man's head in will negate any business riskiness in the final account.
Was there any apprehension when Keem, like obviously he goes to bat for you because he's your promoter with Happy Bunch, when he went to Misfits and was like, we've got this guy, iDubbbz didn't necessarily want to work with him, or did they just put you on there right away?
I think they just signed up. iDubbbz didn't want to work with me for personal reasons,
right?
Because he's a and I'm just gonna keep it. I'm not gonna talk about him because
of course,
honestly, he's not on my level. But Keem went to bat for me, picked me up, was ready to put me out there, which is crazy. That's a crazy kind of a risk for him. But yeah, somehow we made it through, and now I'm here and ready to insult the English people. No, I'm just kidding.
When, considering how your life has gone over the last couple of years, right, from when you got the TV show through to now, of course, like a lot of stuff has happened, banned from different social medias, show cancelled for nothing to do with ratings or anything. No, the meritocracy wasn't at work when your show was cancelled. Was it? Are you feeling now like this last few months? It's almost like you've had some sort of a comeback in terms of the public consciousness.
Yeah, thanks to Keemstar and Yusuf, obviously, and also KSI for. I'm sure KSI knows what the backstory is. Yeah, and he's letting me be on this card. I mean, that's huge. So thanks to these guys and Misfits Boxing for letting me be here. But yeah, you're right.
Have you felt it this week? Have you kind of like, because obviously there's so much media now. It's almost like you're like at like upfronts for Adult Swim or something. Did you guys do those when you were doing MDE?
No, this is way more hype than Adult Swim. We did upfronts, but this is extremely way more hype than anything I've ever seen in Hollywood.
No, for sure. I mean, there's certainly a lot of media around. Have you been enjoying? You must have done, I don't know how many interviews this week, and no one has asked you about the alt-right. No one has asked you about Adult Swim until right now. It's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah, no. But it's half and half because I've had to do this character, which has been. I'm. If I never do an Irish accent again, I'll be all set after this.
What's the next character after this one? You've got some great ones in your locker.
I'll tell. How many people are going to watch your? I don't know how I'm going to give it away. I'm just gonna do it because I don't think there's no post-fight press conference, right?
Maybe they might make you do one. I don't know.
I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to do it. So what I was thinking would be funny is if I had a mental breakdown and I was like, I can never just be me. Like everybody always just wants me to be in character. I can't take it anymore. I just want to be myself for 5 seconds. And then I'm like if I could make myself cry, and then I'd say, can I just be myself? And they're like, yeah, Sam, be yourself. And then I would launch into my character of a guy who makes the best salsa in El Paso, Texas. So it all starts in Longhorn country with poblano peppers, 2 weeks overripe. That's how we get the sweetness that just kicks you in your teeth. But don't worry, we add to it a little bit with molasses and sweet brown sugar. That's Daddy's secret. Then we take the peppers, put them, but it's like half an hour of describing how to make salsa in a cowboy voice.
You want to do this in the ring after you win?
Yeah, that's my next character. That's like, remove the veil. Who's the real Sam Hyde? It's this guy that makes the best salsa and has a 30-minute diatribe about it.
Who is the real? It sounds to me like you've got just like a normal life when you're at home. Yeah. In Rhode Island.
Yeah.
There's nothing wacky going on. That's kind of why.
And I'm also not a extrovert naturally, so it just takes mad energy to be anything other than in my own head.
At what point did you realize boxing was the path that was going to get you back to some sort of a mainstream relevance again? Or did you think of it that way, or did you just think of it?
No, I thought of it as a way because I want to murder Hasan Piker. Yeah. And I think that I can legally do it. I'm not going to do it legally. Mm-hmm. So this is the road to doing that.
Surely this one, with KSI and everything involved, this is the one where he's kind of he has to take notice at this point.
If he doesn't take notice, he's the biggest in the world. There's no way. Because his whole thing was, I don't want to platform him. Yeah. Well, guess what? KSI's platforming me. You dumb.
20 times bigger.
Now yeah, you're right. So you have to say something. If he doesn't, he's not going to say anything because he'll see what I do in there and he'll know that it's not for him. So even though I think he's going to do, I can't wait to see Hasan Piker fight. I'll be watching that. He's going to do Creator Clash 2, I heard.
Possibly.
Did you hear that? Possibly. That'd be some funny.
I mean, he didn't look great in the training videos.
He
right?
looks like.
What was what's the deal? I know that it's like the political thing and all that, but I know that you're not like actually that hardcore like politically, right?
I just hate him.
Yeah.
I don't even,
just a bad
There's a
personality.
million people. His politics are a dime a dozen. I don't give a about his politics. I hate him. I want to kill him. And it's literally because he wears a puka shell necklace.
Right.
Like that's why I can't.
And the
explain
smugness
it.
as well, right?
It's like that. It's just when you lock eyes with somebody, you know genetically that you're programmed to be their enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you ever see people with like deep set alligator eyes?
Yeah.
You know they're like a criminal.
Right.
Like I know you're a criminal because your eyes are like in your head and they're close together. I know you're ready to commit crime. There's people too where you look at them and you're like, oh, I'm your genetic enemy somehow. We are destined to do battle. I will kill you. That's what I think when I see Hasan Piker.
Do you feel like you've kind of tapped into a new audience at this point? I mean, it's very, very different to even the kind of people you would have brought on with Adult Swim.
These boxing fans are wild out here. And British, yeah. I really, for all the jokes I made, I dig the UK, man. Mm-hmm. I dig the UK. I love it.
I'm going to cut that part out. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. But these kids out here are crazy. Then the fan base of KSI and Deji and all these people is it's insane. It's insane to see.
Do you feel it? Like, do you get like a nice feeling when, like, people say you and Saul Pappy were the breakout stars of the press conference, mm-hmm. and people say all these nice things about you, and there's no more controversy. Nobody's talking about any of this stuff in the past.
Yeah.
Any of this right wing, all this stuff.
Well, I think that's the fight. I think it's the fight game too.
Yeah.
I think if you as long as you don't have a swastika tattooed on your chest, you go in there, you do, you prove it. You know. I think that's what they care about.
Mm-hmm.
And they're definitely not reading like clickbait articles about who's a bad person. What should I care about? This person was bad this week. Like they're not reading that. They're just watching fights. It's like better entertainment. It's a better caliber of entertainment.
Do you think that something like this opens the eyes of people back in the comedy world? Is that something you even want to pursue at this point?
No, those people are all dead. They're a joke. Saturday Night Live. I have the Instagram account SNL. Saturday Night Live. I own you. You're dead. They suck. They're not making anything funny. Those people are all just they're riding out the decline of their industry. There's very few people like Louis C.K. or Shane Gillis or any people who are doing actual funny. There's very few people like that. The rest are just riding out the decline and like doing what? I don't know.
You ever miss it?
Hell no. Hell no. The funny thing is we were locked into a 6-year contract at Adult Swim for $80,000 a year, roughly. Right. That's not worth it. And I know that it ultimately would have been worth it to stay on TV. But those guys at Adult Swim, they make money by advertising. That's why you see Eric Andre in like Verizon commercials. It's because he has to be in a Verizon commercial. Right. Because Adult Swim is not paying him enough.
Or the Jackass movie.
Yeah, and they're like doing tours, like Tim and Eric doing live tours in addition to making a show. Like you want to concentrate on making your show. The show is what lives forever. The TV show. That's what people are going to watch in 50 years if you're good enough. If what you make is sharp enough. They're not going to be doing your live show where you go make fart sounds. But you have to tour if you work at Adult Swim because they don't pay you properly.
How did your family feel when you were going through all that?
Through the Adult Swim stuff?
Yeah.
They were pretty oblivious.
Right.
They're pretty oblivious at every point along the way. You know, they just want to know if I'm healthy. Whatever.
Are they going to be watching on Saturday night?
Hell no. Hell no. I'll show my mom clips on my phone, though. I'll make her watch it. Yeah, Mom, look at me kill this. I killed this person legally.
Yeah, because I know that like Shane Gillis was saying that like it was tough on like his family having to hear like he's a famous racist the first time he gets any sort of fame. My parents are so tuned out that it didn't even hit them. Like they were just like, "What's on CNN tonight?" Oh, look, the president is bad. Oh, I wonder what's for dinner. They didn't even know. They didn't even know. I don't think. You were talking earlier off camera to someone about how like training camp is tough, right? Like you're
hard. This is the hardest work. And yeah. I'm not doing pro boxer like a real pro boxer. You got to work out twice a day, probably. You got to be running your calisthenic stuff, and then your other It's just like you're in there for 6 hours a day. I'm not doing that. And it's even what I'm doing at age 37 is wicked hard.
If Hasan isn't interested, doesn't want to do this stuff, what you think is what's going to happen, you probably won't fight again?
Yeah, no, I'm all set. Hell no, not for me.
It's sad though, because like you've clearly got a bit of a skill set here.
If they offer me enough money, I would do it. But it would have to. But listen, and they wouldn't. The amount that I would require is insane. It wouldn't make sense to them.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
So what do you do then? You work with Keem and you kind of get on the promotional side and continue doing what you do content wise?
No, we're making NFTs, and the next stop is video game. We got our NFT projects launching in September, and that's going to mint out immediately. And if we didn't up the code, that's going to be like $2 million. So that'd be cool.
And you and Nick are going to keep doing stuff,
Yeah, we'll keep doing the podcast. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it another sad thing? Do you feel bad about how like you and like your other friend who was at MD, Charles, like you guys were super close before all of that went down?
We were.
And it's kind of, I'd imagine a lot of it's through like the show getting cancelled and everything that you guys aren't so much.
Yeah, no, I would imagine so. Yeah, but people move in and out of your life, and that's just life.
Absolutely. So let's look. The last thing I've kept you long enough at this point. I know you want to get back to being the Irish Candyman and
I can't wait to go back and do my character more. I love it.
We were talking, a little bit about the nerves going into it, but this will you kind of how do you expect you're going to feel when you're walking in front of a packed out arena, massive crowd, and live on pay-per-view, all of that stuff?
I'll probably get elevated heart rate, heavy breathing, heavy legs, and as soon as I feel that, I better start controlling my breathing and thinking about. I better get a handle on it quick, is what I mean.
Well, you bring back Donagh, my dad will be mad if I don't ask. That's his favorite character.
I'll bring back Donagh for you, Dad.
Sam, thank you so much for your time, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers, dude.
Thank you, brother.